Hello there, Taurus. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to your general reading. Thank you so much for being here today. These are timeless readings, so please trust that the universe has brought you here because there is something in today's card spread that is meant just for you. Whatever it is that may be weighing heavily in your heart or on your mind, please trust that the universe has brought you here for that message. All right, let's take a look at the bottom of your deck. Today we've got the Chariot. All right, so with the Chariot card, this is movement. This is a great amount of let's just say momentum. Your willpower, your determination, and your perseverance is going to get you through to the other side. So whatever it is that you are striving to get to, you are going to get there no matter what, just because you guys are so very persistent, you're very grounded, you're very stubborn. So whatever it is that you've got your mind set on, you're going to go after it. Okay, and you're going to get to it. You're gonna achieve victory. Now, here's the thing: make sure that you are in alignment with universe. That is the most important thing you can do: is stay in alignment with universe. That's going to help you, guide you, because now you're trusting your intuition. You believe that you are co-creating with spirit. So that is the most important message here: is that you're well on your way in whatever direction and whatever goal you have. You're going to get there. Just make sure that you are in alignment with universe. All right, yeah, so you do take on quite a bit of responsibilities. I've never met a Taurus who didn't carry on so many responsibilities and burdens. A lot of times they're very loyal and very faithful to their families and the people they care about, and they tend to carry on a lot of the responsibilities, and they often burn themselves out. So make sure that you are taking time to recover, taking time to love yourself and take care of yourself so that you don't end up getting burnt out. Yeah, so look at that. Now you've got the 10 of Wands, now you've got the 10 of Swords. So with the 10 of Swords, you got 2 10s. So that means you are moving towards something, a new beginning here, especially with the Chariot card here. So all of the pain, all of the despair, all of the hard work. Now, some of you may feel as though, you've got to let go of some hurt, some despair, and maybe you felt as though you've been stabbed in the back, you've been betrayed. It's time for you to let that go. It's time for you to learn the lesson here, because you've got a new dawn here starting on the other side. Plus, you've got the momentum of the Chariot here that's going to bring you to the other side. So it's time for you to find the lesson here. If you don't find the lesson here, it's hard to evolve because you may make those mistakes again. But the other thing too is you'll always think about this event, whatever it is that's caused so much pain in your life. It will forever haunt you unless you figure out, the lesson behind it, right? Meaning that how did it make you a better person? Because you have to remember that certain things happen in our lives to allow us to evolve to our highest and best self. There's no, mistake. Let's just say things happen the way they need to happen so that you can be spiritually evolved. But the problem is when we never learn we never learn from our mistakes, we keep repeating the same mistake. That's why the evolution is slowed, right? That's why the momentum is blocked, because if you're not learning the lessons, it's hard for you to move forward. All right? But you definitely have something new that's coming in. Definitely. Yeah, let go of the past. So here, it's interesting that the 5 of Cups here is in your core reading here, because the 5 of Cups is about this gentleman here grieving over the spilled wine. Whatever it is that you've lost in the past, whatever it is that you've felt that you needed to grieve over, you can't, it's like it can't hurt any more than it already did. It's time for you to see things from a different perspective and see that certain things remain in your life, like these 2 cups. You can never regain whatever it is that you've lost. It's gone. It's over. But universe is trying to say, if you stop and look around you, there's still blessings all around you. You just have to welcome them. And once you welcome them, everything changes. Right? Then you know exactly what you need to do with these 2 cups. These are 2 opportunities right here, whereas you're focusing on the things that have already been spilled and can't be regained. I love the Sun card here also in the core of your reading, because the Sun card is telling us that if you let go of the past and allow yourself to live in the present so that you can move forward into the future, you've got success, harmony, love, joy. The truth will be revealed. All of that stuff is going to make a lot of sense to you. So this is success as well. So those of you who feel as though maybe you have lost something career-wise, know that in the end here, when you let go of what you may have lost and to do something with the things in your life that continue to remain, you're going to be very successful. In other words, if you decide, okay, I was pushed away from a company, for example, or I got fired from my job, or I was furloughed, whatever, right? You now can look at life, sure, as though you've lost a lot, of course. But if you take the things that remain in your life and you're creative, you're going to come out on top. And who knows, that might have been the signal to you by universe to say, you know what, you've got a specific skill here and you need to start that little business of yours because you're going to come out on top. That's what's meant for you. That's what was meant for you to happen so that you can have the victory that you desire. So Knight of Swords here, you are moving fast. With the Chariot and the Knight of Swords, you may be thinking really quick, lots of thoughts racing in your head and you're making really hasty decisions. Be very careful, right? Because you got to think things through before acting on them. And also be careful with how you're communicating with others because you are wanting to know the truth. You want answers and you want them now, but make sure that you're not creating conflict in your life, right? So think before you say anything. Your words have power. Look at that, Ace of Swords. You're getting new ideas, and this is a card of victory as well. So once you shed, right, and allow yourself to heal from this and learn your lesson, you're going to get huge, big new ideas, breakthroughs that's going to really open things up for you. You're going to see things in a different way, definitely. But be very careful with this because this is an incredibly powerful energy. Queen of Swords. So you've got the Knight of Swords who's moving really quickly, thinking really fast, maybe a little bit too assertive and direct, and maybe a little impulsive. Now you've got the Queen of Swords here. Yes, if what you are looking for is the truth, right? If you are looking for answers, you're going to get them. You're going to have that clarity. However, in order for you to get the clarity, right? The clarity that I was talking about earlier, you have to let go. You have to lift your head up. These two guys have their heads down and they can't even see anything around them. But if you lift your head up, really, and deal with all of this grief and see things from a different perspective, all of a sudden, you're going to gain so much knowledge and you're going to know exactly what to remove from your life and what to add to your life to make it flourish. Definitely, you're working towards creating stability in your life. So some of you may have lost, say a job, right? Here's an opportunity here. Remember when I said earlier that, you may have a skill, right? This is like universe trying to tell you, look, it's time for you to start that business venture or go across the street and apply for that position that you've always wanted, right? And that skill that you have is going to bring you around the right people, and there's going to be teamwork and collaboration around you that's going to help you build that structure and stability in your life. Again, you've got new opportunities coming, and these new opportunities are going to be very collaborative. You're going to be surrounded by people who have the same vision and desires and goals. And look at that. You're going to come out on top. You are definitely going to come out on top, especially with the Chariot card. Beware of the things that are going to be your roadblock. All right, and these roadblocks are created by you. And what I mean by that is, for example, living in the past and staying pessimistic, refusing to learn the lesson from all the pain and despair and just being stuck, right? These are two cards that these people are stuck. They're really just pinned down to a certain idea, pinned down to a certain feeling, and they don't want to move forward. That is self-sabotage. So beware of this. You need to address this so that you can have these new beginnings and these new opportunities for success. Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's a perfect example of self-sabotage, right? These people feel as though they've been pushed out. They feel as though they've been victimized, right? They've lost so much. They've been pushed out of this church. They've lost the pentacles. But here's the thing. You can see this as like, well, those pentacles were never mine to begin with, right? It's because the universe says there's something better around the corner. And so again, this speaks to the idea that if you were pushed out of a job, for example, here's your opportunity. You can either see this as a loss and you lament and you're sad for days and weeks and months and you get stuck, or you say, well, you know what, those weren't mine to begin with. I'm going to start something else because what's around the corner may be even better. And here's an example. You are really being presented with new opportunities. Yeah, so you're going to have to let go of this heartache and pain from the past. 1, 2, 3 here. And the thing is that you have to find the lessons here, right? Sometimes the hardest things in our lives that we go through, it's easier for us to kind of move in the direction, in the direction of healing when we start to learn the meaning or the lessons behind all of that. The Chariot is here to tell you that when you are in line with universe, when you co-create with universe and you have faith and you have trust and you regain your faith, and you co-create with universe, everything works out in your favor, right? All right, Taurus, let's do a couple of cards here, see if we can tie everything together. All right. We've got take a leap of faith. Yeah, so it's time for you. This is like, to me, this is like the Fool card. So you cannot take a leap of faith until you let go of all the things that are weighing you down. But definitely once, you know, I mean, this could even speak to, yeah, take a leap of faith and try to see things from a different perspective, right? That's another form of leap of faith, because if you've been going along thinking a certain way and you refuse to see it any other way, take a leap of faith, trust that the universe, it has something to offer you and give you, and take that leap of faith and see things from a different perspective. You'd be surprised what comes around. All right, now is a lucky time. Definitely, now is a time for you with the Chariot card here. Now is a great time for you to really co-create with universe. Bottom of the deck. Sometimes life stings. Absolutely. What an appropriate card for you, right? Because sometimes life stings and it hurts. And you've got, with all of these cards here, yes, it hurts and it sucks, but you're going to have to find the lessons behind all of this pain and despair, because you've got the Sun card here. Once you find those lessons for you and you get out of your own way, everything will come out in your favor here, especially with the Ace of Swords, new beginnings, and Page of Pentacles, again, new beginnings. Just get out of your own way. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for being here today. I love you. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.